$70 to $80. Yeah. I don't mind spending $70 or $80 for that shit, to be honest. But anyways, I want to talk about some Monster Hunter Wild stuff. So I have not seen this channel in a hot minute, which is Rage Gaming videos. Man, dude, it's been a while since I've seen their videos. It's been a hot minute. I haven't seen it since, like, oh man, I don't know how long it's been, to be honest. No, the problem is like some segments are not voiced. That's the problem with Metaphor. It's like there was a certain part in the game itself where like the voices weren't being dubbed. They were just kind of like saying one word, and I was just like, oh fuck. It was like, oh fuck. But anyways, let's move on to Monster Hunter Wild news. So apparently, this was like 3 days ago, right? There was a new dev interview for Monster Hunter Wilds, and I kind of want to take a look at it. Apparently, decorations coming back. Something about Lagiacrus. I don't know how you pronounce it. Lagiacrus. I don't know. Tomato, and all that other stuff, and weapons revealed and stuff. So, yeah, the Bond stuff is what's voiceless about it, which kind of irritates me, to be honest. I wish they were voiced, but it is what it is, you know. Nah.
ということで、そこから先他の武器種っていうのは体験を軸にしながら、じゃあどう差別化できるかって意味合い。
Dude, you know what I'm so excited about, dude? I am so excited that Congalala is back in the fucking game, dude. I am so happy for this farting monkey. Now, can we have Yan Kut-Ku to come back as well? Can we have some of the OG monsters to come back? Dude, I want some of these OG monsters to come back so badly, to be honest. Come on, we got Yan Garuga, you know? Oh, dude, I'm a first fleet. I am a first fleet Monster Hunter pro. I don't want to say pro, master technically, because I've played it since like... You want to know something? Try to aim a heavy bowgun on a fucking what is it, PSP? Well, PSP was the one that I got more serious in, because the first game was the one where I tried longsword, but I was too scared because of the what was it? The Velociprey was scaring me so much because I was younger. But like on that PSP though, try to fucking aim with a heavy bowgun with that shit. With no two thumbsticks. That shit was insane, to be honest. I got up to, I remember going up to cause not once but twice, I never told you guys this or so. Remember when I told you guys in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite or so, where you fought what is the name of that one monster? The floating island tentacle monster, the elder dragon. I forgot his name or so. And I have a feeling that monkey will be my rifle. So backstory, right? So I've played since PS2 of Monster Hunter. But I was more terrified playing the PS2 version, right? Because I was just a wee lad. Or what's the female version of wee lad? Wee laddies? Wee laddies? I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'm not Irish. So, lass. Oh, okay. Thank you. The Velociprey, the Velocidrome was like, if I remember correctly, or the Velociprey, it was one of those dinosaurs. I don't remember if it was the drone one or the prey one was the one that scared me the most. So I kind of got scared or so. I didn't know what I was doing, and I was like terrified or so. So then I stopped playing it because I was getting scared. And then I played it again in the PSP version. At the beginning, I was playing Longsword, but then I didn't like the Longsword gameplay. So then I switched it to Heavy Bowgun, and I played Heavy Bowgun. But my God, playing Heavy Bowgun on a PSP is something compared to now. Playing it on a PSP was an experience and a half, I'll be honest with you. But I got up to I remember going up to the boss or so with what was it in the Elder? What is it? The Elder Dragon Tower or something like that? I don't remember what it was called or so. This was like before what was it, like before they renamed G rank to master rank or something like that? This was like G rank. This was G rank. G rank was like, I always will love saying G rank a lot more than compared to master ranks. Me personally, in my personal opinion, this is a hot take. I think there should be the high ranks, master ranks, and then G ranks afterwards. That's just my personal opinion. I think they should do it like that because I think personally, G rank holds a little more better standard of a name compared to master rank, you know, in my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion, you know, but I'm just talking because I'm just old school, like an old school huntress. That's the only reason why. So, but yeah, I use like almost everything in my tools or so to capture, not to capture, but to like, to kind of like help me in like in the bosses or so when it comes to back on the PSP. When I fought the giant Vespoid, I remember fighting the giant Vespoid queen. The what is his name? What is this? Let me see. In Monster Hunter Freedom Unites. There it is. That's the one. That's the one. That is the one right here. Yamatsukami. Yamatsukami was the one that I remember fighting. No, man, you were getting murdered by fucking Zenogre over there. Yeah, the tower. Yeah, I remember this. You had to fight it. You had to fight it in this one. This is where I remember fighting that specific boss. This one right here. The floating island elder dragon, the big old tentacle floating one. I thought this was a really cool boss personally. I thought it was really cool, like the floating island and everything. Yeah, you fight him up here specifically, you know, this is where you know. It would be cool if they brought it back, you know, maybe expand it a little bit more, you know. I don't know, maybe I don't know. And that's just my personal opinion personally. It just would be cool to see some of these older stuff that come back, you know. I'd be like, oh man, dude, like just kind of like reminisce, you know, the old, you know, the oldness of it. Yeah, I remember all of this stuff. Yeah, from Monster Hunter 2. Yeah, I remember playing the original Monster Hunter. This one right here. This is the one that I played. I thought this was really cool. I liked it though, but I was scared though. I was mostly scared of the what is it, the Velociprey? Was it the Velociprey? I don't even remember, to be honest. It's been such a long time, to be honest. It's been forever since I played this game, so I remember because of the box cover of this. That's why I remember the box cover. That's the only reason why. But yeah, I would love to see the tower to come back, you know. The tower would be pretty cool to see it come back personally. If they expand it and make it cooler and something like that, that would be pretty cool. But that's just my personal opinion, you know. But anyways, before I get off topic, let's continue with, you know. Sorry, I like to reminisce in the memories of Monster Hunter, so.
で今の武器種のコンセプトになっているところもありますので。
You see? You hear? Go weapon that is the great sword! Ah, smug mode. Hello, my fellow hunters, and welcome, one and all, to lots of wildsy goodness. Yes, there's been some delicious tidbits revealed around the place, a lot of which in IGN's Wilds first month interviews, and we need to talk about it, such as, you know, how decorations are going to actually work in Wilds now. That's a fairly big deal. But
that is very true. I'd be curious to see what kind of, is it going to be the same system as Monster Hunter Worlds, or the way how they do it in Monster Hunter fuck, what's the name? Monster Hunter Rise. There you go.
Also, a lot of fascinating insight into things like choosing returning monsters, and indeed some hard confirmations like the fact that Basarios won't be in, well, Wilds.
No, not Basarios. Oh man. Ah, that sucks. I love that little rock dude. It was so funny. I love beating the shit out of him. Isn't Gravios in this one in Monster Hunter Wilds? Or am I confusing it in Rise? I don't even know. I love him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most tragic news as fun as he is, but, you know, it's still okay. It's nice to get a, you know, opposite of a confirmation that's one off the list of possible speculation targets. In any case, we also have some actual kind of news.
Is this Gravios? Is this Gravios, right? They said that Basarios is not being in the game, right? Is this Gravios? I don't remember. It's been like forever since, because like the funny thing about it, right? It's been a while since I've only remembered from their older models. I think this is Gravios, but I could totally be wrong though.
Stuff in the sense that we're about to get some new monster gameplay, specifically on the returning Gypceros. That'll be happening at
Fucking Gypceros is coming back. Oh my god, dude. This fucking flash man. He's flashing his cock out. Fucking dude. I swear, fucking this motherfucker. Let me see. So Monster Hunter community team of the co-streaming of tape of the game shows 2025. Stage shows at January 24th. Watch alongside the live gameplay of Gypceros, which will be featured in the open beta 2 test. Oh, let's fucking go, dude. Oh my god, I can't wait to see his new moves and everything.
At the Taipei Game Show, and will be, well, at the times that you can see on screen, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, you can hold off and experience him yourself in the beta, along with the second mystery monster, but if you can't wait, well, there you go.
Oh, wait, is it gonna be another? Oh, I hope they do an Elder Dragon or so. If it's a mystery monster, I hope they do it. I hope they do an Elder Dragon. I'd be curious, but if not, that's fine. It's not really a big deal at the end of the day.
So, where to actually begin then? Well, I think with the weapons and the decoration system. The TLDR here is it's going to feel a lot like World and Iceborne, with random powerful decorations that you can find from various hunts. In fact, we did see that happen, a gem as a reward from a hunt in the various gameplay we have seen so far. But they said that specifically just hunting a monster out in the field randomly as opposed to like getting a quest, at least that's my interpretation, is going to give you a chance at getting random decoration rewards, which is rather interesting. However, we are not entering a world of I've been playing for 300 days and I've not seen a single attack decoration.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember grinding those days for a fucking attack gem.
They even specified that the devs themselves went the entirety of World without getting an Iron Wall jewel. So now in Wilds, every single skill decoration is going to be attainable. They said through alchemy, but I assume that also means like crafting, because otherwise alchemy, if it's melding, would also be RNG. So you can get every skills decoration for certain. However,
but what's the price? What are the price monsters? It has to be like monster parts in order for you to get the certain decorations, right? It has to be. I assume like some of them are going to be pretty expensive to get. Hey, Ace.
That's only single skill decorations. If you want the more powerful, more efficient, multi-skill, more potent decorations, they're going to be the RNG chase item.
Oh, god damn it, man. Yeah, I knew it. Too good to be true, chat. Too good to be true. God damn it.
Which is really, really lovely, especially for build crafting, because you can always assume a baseline access to.
It's okay. Even then, I will spend 500 plus hours in Monster Hunter anyway. So, I think in combination with Monster Hunter World from PlayStation to PC, I think I spent about almost like roughly about 1,000 hours, roughly somewhere around there. Because I put more than like 500 to 600 hours on PlayStation, And I think I put about roughly maybe 300 to 400 hours in a world, I think, somewhere around there.
Skills to fill various decoration slots. Having a fully available weak set of decorations, but it covers every skill in the game, with more potent versions to free up more space for more skills as the kind of grindy chase, that seems really, really solid, and it's nice to see that they really have, you know, taken on board the frustrations that come with incredibly rare RNG decoration skills that some people just never see. So while, of course, I'm keen to find out, you know, literally the specifics in-game from this overarching system, it sounds like a really solid way to do things. Another just straight up, hey, look at this, a new thing in Wilds is the Ray Dow hunting horn that we see in a few of the clips, which looks really, really cool. I love the sort of thunder drum aesthetic, the scales up the middle, we see it's got the lightning element, of course, and it's a really nice designed weapon.
I'd be curious to see if they'll do wacky designs again. I doubt that they'll do wacky designs again, but I would really love to see like wacky weapon designs or wacky collaborations, you know. Man, dude, they gotta bring those back, to be honest. Come on, man. I want my fucking 6 foot tall statue, you know, back in the game.
It's our first little hint at Ray Dow kind of anything, actually, and it makes me really excited to see what his kind of golden lightning greatsword's going to be, even though, of course, we won't be using it, because it'll be Thunder Element. In any case, that's a fun little spot. As I said, they hard deconfirmed Basarios, so that's not something we need to worry about, which kind of takes us into more of the sort of looser philosophy stuff that is still really fascinating to get an insight into how they're approaching Wilds and its design. On the weapon front, they do, to go back to Hunting Horn, specify really has changed a lot, and we have seen that, and it's quite the departure from its previous versions, which I think is really, really good. We also had mentioned how they had to solve on your ranged weapons not needing to constantly resupply with ammo and coatings, because now you can just constantly hunt without the loading, without the back and forth. You need to be able to do that without just being really weak. So making basic stuff stronger, managing gorges instead, became the theme of the weapon.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
And indeed, across the weapons, their goal is to always mold them to always be their heart and soul of the weapon, but then actually apply them to the unique stuff in the game, which of course makes sense. And there's a lot of new technology and animation work that lets actions get a lot more complex and smoothly chain from one another, and just harkening back to the you had to stand still and full complete an animation to heal, to now the much more smoother on-the-go stuff we've been used to. They also say this is the team's first time at designing an opening set of weapons, the Hope weapons, for a game. It didn't make sense to start with the usual like basic bone or iron, because we're a chosen hunter for the narrative, so they made the Hope series, and along with the armor, they really like it. And yes, we have seen stuff like that in other Monster games, but not this specific team doing it. Hell, they said they could see it being used to the very end of the game, just upgraded, so that's really nice.
Oh, that's interesting, actually. Oh, damn.
But then we get to sort of the deeper philosophy, where the greatsword, the core weapon of the game, guys, just saying, I've been telling you this entire time.
Shut the fuck up with your greatsword, okay?
Even the devs knew it's the best weapon, if that's how we choose to interpret that. Okay, that's how I'm choosing to interpret that. And it really is interesting, though. The first thing they designed was the greatsword's wound popper focus attack. And they wanted it to be cool more than anything else, even at the cost of performance, and it became the baseline for, okay, if we actually have managed to pull this off, we've got this lovely, you know, stab it in, rip along, tear the monster, we can now expand into the other weapons, confident we can
I don't
make
give a fuck,
something that
Uncle.
cool.
I don't care.
Which then leads to the fact that Greatsword is like their canary in the mine. It is the standard of Monster Hunter combat to them, and every other weapon is designed with Greatsword in mind. The easy example
that's interesting, actually. That's actually pretty cool.
of that is Greatsword is the base pace of the game. It's a slow, heavy weapon.
Yeah, because it was the first weapon that was designed. I would assume that it was the first weapon design. I'm just assuming, right? And then all the other weapons were designed afterwards in mind with it, you know?
They say if they can make the game feel fun on Greatsword, then when they up the tempo with something like Dual Blades or the faster weapons, that's going to be fun too. Whereas if they design the game around something as fast as Dual Blades, then get to the Greatsword, it's going to suck because the monsters are designed to Dual Blade speed, and then their Greatsword is going to really suffer. So
Yeah, that's completely understandable, 100%.
Greatsword is kind of like the core tempo of everything that the other weapons play around and have different strengths and weaknesses, which honestly makes a lot of sense, and you can kind of like, oh yeah, you feel that when you are playing the Greatsword. And honestly, it might explain a long way to why I've always had such an affinity for it, because it really does feel like Monster Hunter. So ultimately, if the current Monster Hunter game they're working on feels fun on the Greatsword, that gives them the confidence that it'll feel fun on all the other 13 weapons. And I think that is really, really interesting. And they say that a lot of the important elements of Monster Hunter can be found within the heart of Greatsword and how it interacts with the systems in the game. And again, I really do, outside of, my own bias, I really do think you can see that, and it really does make sense. And they are a little bit concerned, or at least touch on the fact that once you get to endgame, you hunt a much smaller section of the roster, because they're the ones that matter for what you're farming, and if some weapons are better against them than others, it will kind of skew popularity, but they would rather weapons be unique and fun than just kind of homogeneously equally powerful or easy to use specifically. They want this lovely variety, and with the 2-weapon system, that kind of mitigates that itself. I'm of course giving you like the cliff notes here, and there is a lot of fascinating stuff if you are interested in reading it all in depth. Then we get to go on to how they choose returning monsters.
Okay, so I'll be curious to see how they decide to choose returning monster, because then after that we can kind of like guess which monsters would probably show up in Monster Hunter Wilds.
We saw, of course, Basarios recently, and they wanted him to be a much later game threat, a big, tanky test of a hunter's skill, and they made him even harder to crack than usual, knowing that focus mode lets you more accurately aim at his soft bits, which is actually a really, clever use of it, and it can dictate monster balance in that way. Not in the sense of big, zone-wide attacks and hyperspeed monsters, but in terms of precision difficulty. And I think that's really, really cool, and I wonder how that applies to even higher tier stuff than GRAVIOUS. But I think the two most interesting bits of info, we touched on one before, them really stressing how much they know Lagiacrus is loved, how much Tokuro-san himself loves Lagiacrus, he helped design it, and that he really specified they have heard how much we want him to come back, and he assures us no one wants him back as much as him, ... So
do you think they're gonna add Lagiacrus back into the game? I'd be very curious, because I think if I remember correctly, Lagiacrus was on the Wii version of Monster Hunter, right? Where they added like the whole underwater combat thing. Because I don't remember any fighting him whatsoever in like any of the earlier Monster Hunters. Because I never played any of the Wii ones or the Wii U, because I've never owned, because I own a console for a Wii, but I've never bought the game though, so.
it really feels like, it feels like the vibe of, guys, if there is any way we can justify it, and it's hard because there's no underwater combat, which they talked about, we will do it. If we can make it work and feel natural within our ethos of how we choose monsters, which we'll go on to, we will do it. So I am really I'm more hopeful than before I found any information out, essentially, and I think that's really, really good. I honestly, I'm feeling Lagiacrus, but that also sounds a bit tinfoil hatty, so take it with a grain of salt. Rathalos, however, is a bigger deal than we realized. They said that in World, obviously a lot of people hadn't been exposed to Monster Hunter. World was a smash hit, and now a lot of people have. But back in base World, they wanted Rathalos to just be this instant, iconic apex of the ancient forest woven into the ecosystem. Everybody can get used to him as the flagship of the series, and now they have. So they don't want Rathalos, they say, to be just in Wilds as a part of it, same as always, okay, it's Rathalos. They want to see if they can do him in a way that is actually fresh or interesting. And
they want to do Rathalos as fresh and interesting. How would that be possible? Maybe like a new move set, maybe? No, you know what they need to do? You know what they need to do? They need to do an event for Plesios to come back, but have the original hitbox of Plesios back on the back in the early days of Monster Hunter, where literally just name the quest, the hips don't lie, and just literally have Plesios, but old school Plesios with the old school old school hitbox, you know? And that would be the greatest shit ever for new hunters to experience, dude. Oh my god, that'd be so funny to watch. I would love to see people getting raging and getting mad and shit.
And when asked like specifics on that, there's more just kind of like awkward, like, oh, what do we say? This is difficult. They specifically say this is awkward to answer. And they essentially leave it with, look, we want Rathalos to be different, how he's presented, how he comes across when you meet him, and we just hope that you like what we've done, with big smiles on their faces.
It would have to be new movesets for Rathalos to make it new and refreshing, or unless like they do like a variant of Rathalos, maybe? Or like a new different, or maybe like a new different subspecies for Rathalos in Monster Hunter Wilds with a new moveset and everything. Like I'm just like trying to think and brainstorm. I was like, what would they do or so with Rathalos? I'm kind of curious of like if they just give them a new moveset, you know? Or like maybe in Wild it's a different variant of Rathalos, you know?
So that's curious, isn't it? They want to do something more interesting with Rathalos, basically can't say anything, and to me have the vibe of, oh, we've done something big, but we can't say, we hope you like it. What is going on there? I am fascinated. I feel like either the story beat of Rathalos' introduction into Wilds is going to be ridiculous, like he's going to be used in a really important moment to reveal something crazy, or they have taken Rathalos and done something to him that is crazy. Either way, I'm in. That's a really exciting thing to do for the monster that
Can't wait. I'm excited for that, actually.
Rathalos means Monster Hunter, but that we might be getting a little bit like, yep, okay, it's Rathalos. So that's really, really exciting. And they said they always want returning monsters to feel, of course, fresh. They choose ones that they know they can give a really good new lick of paint to and make it really worthwhile.
It's got to be a new moveset. It has to be. It's got to be.
There's a lot of things that go into that choice. It's not just popularity. Look at all of the monster roster as a sort of catalog, and then they pick which one would shine.
Oh man, he still has his sleep in his, like when he puffs out the air out underneath his belly, he still puts you to sleep. Ah, man, I remember that.
Best in the situation they've created. The situation being mechanically, the environment, the ecology of what they've set up in this given Monster Hunter game. And I think that's a really lovely way to do it. What matters most is, yes, being able to give it this fresh look for returning players, but also that it makes sense as a returning monster in the context of when you fight it, why you find it, what you're trying to achieve with its gameplay and mechanical teaching, and the location it's going to be based in. Congalala is a good example. They said it's the first returning monster that you will see.
Yes, I'm so excited for this goddamn farty monkey. Oh, I miss this pink little fur ball, man. Oh, it's been forever since I've seen this dude. God lord, man. I've been thinking since Monster Hunter is very much still follows ecology and nature. Variant and / different species for Rathalos could change it. Like it's a bit strange. The basically of Wraths, all Wraths basically look the same no matter where they are in the world.
And yeah, that makes sense. It's an early game low tier threat, but it fits perfectly into the Scarlet Forest. But also it's a quirky, funny, silly monster with what it does, and that blends into the Woodwoods, which supposedly are kind kind of quirky too, and we see in the little intro snippet of its cutscene the Woodwards messing with it, and you know, you kind of get that natural playful interaction on top of it being, you know, a forest, so perfect for Congalala to exist in, and thus we have this lovely selection of, yes, it's a monster people will appreciate, and they said they were blown away by how hype everyone was to see Congalala. They said it must have been Congalala's best day ever, which I just
Let's
love.
fucking go, man. Let's go. Yeah, dude. Oh my god, dude. I fucking love this monkey. I fucking love this monkey, dude, man. Oh god, he was always such a funny fucking boss to fight. I always thought personally that this boss was just a fucking hilarious little fucking monkey dude or so.
The devs are all wonderful. Like the passion they talk about Monster Hunter, it's so lovely to hear, and thus he was there. Yan Kut-Ku has always been a pack flock monster, but they've never been able to really do that until Wilds, so now that that's a technology, packs of monsters, finally bringing back Yan Kut-Ku makes natural sense.
Oh my god, if they bring Yan Kut-Ku, that'd be amazing. I would love to see that fucking chicken bird come back, dude. Oh, like a flock of fucking Yan Kut-Kus. Man, that sounds like fucking nightmare.
But Yan Kut-Ku in earlier games used to be like your first proper wyvern. In Monster Hunter 1, it was your first wyvern you fought and was quite a good teaching monster. It became known as the sensei. But in the context of Wilds, that doesn't make as much sense because they don't want it to be hard enough to be a sensei. So instead, they're going to do something different with it. Make it actually get involved at an interesting moment, not in the way you expect. And
not the way that we expect. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe like a flock of them coming after you? Hey, Ishikawa. No, I have no idea. Like, I remember some of the older games, Rathalos had an extra toe. Oh, it did? I didn't even notice. It would be like, it could be like a flock of Yan Kut-Kus. Like, you have to hunt down a flock of them or something, you know? Maybe that could probably work, you know.
That's really, really fun.
But then like the flock will attack you and everything, or maybe there's like a leader of like maybe a king or a queen Yan Kut-Ku or something like that. That'd be crazy. I don't know, something crazy.
And again plays into what we've seen of him. In fact, Takuda-san has his own reptiles. He loves them, he looks after them, and I mean, I feel obviously kinship there. I have plenty of reptiles, snakes, and lizards, and adore them, setting up the Bavarians and their homes. And he actually brought in one of his shedded skin of his lizard to help the artist come up with Yan Kut-Ku's skin texture. And I think,
oh, that's interesting.
that's just a really little charming way to do things. So yeah, a lot of this is really lovely to know. Some of it quite juicy, some of it just really fun, but all of it worthwhile if you are a Monster Hunter fan. I hope you've enjoyed this kind of like, you know, blitz summary, and again, the full interviews are out there and definitely worth your time. For now though, let me know what you think. Like if you've enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a good one.
I'm excited, to be honest. Imagine if it's just a gang of Yan Kut-Kus just throwing conchus and like Pokeballs at you. Oh, that would be great. That'd be fantastic. I would love to see something goofy, to be honest. Dude, I'm so excited for Monster Hunter Wilds. You guys have no idea how excited I am, dude. I can't wait. I'm super excited, dude. Man, dude. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be definitely pretty fun. Okay, so if one of the first tier, like only a 1 skill decoration, you can craft them and everything like that, then it's just better to go after the more skill slots, decorations instead. Well, depending on the build, of course. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, you know. No, not to my knowledge anyways. But yeah. But yeah, anyways, yeah, that's the end of the video. You guys can comment, like, subscribe to all that fancy jazzy stuff. Yeah, I'm excited. I am super excited for Monster Hunter. For Monster Hunter Wilds, man. Oh, I can't wait. I'm super excited. I can't wait. Can't wait to play it. I can't wait to fucking just completely destroy all the fucking monsters in there. You know who I would love to play Monster Hunters with? I would love to play Monster Hunters with freaking whatchamacallit? With Nabluya. I would totally love to play Monster Hunter Wilds with Nabluya. But yeah, anyways, that's the end of the video. And can't wait. I'm excited. And peace.